Good morning, y'all. Well, it is day 75. There's a good round number for you. And I stayed last night at the Small Axe Farm hostel, which was really different. I never stayed in a hostel like that. It was a converted barn, as I mentioned, and had these nice string lights in the top, and she furnished with some cushion mats. And so we were basically sleeping on the barn floor, and underneath us was the actual pigs, and right outside that was the sheep and the cows and the whole bit. So a real working farm, but super nice people. Had a great dinner last night with my good friend Hugh from Richmond, who I used to hike with. So again, thanks Hugh for dinner and catching up and reuniting. Always good to see. He drove all the way over here from Richmond, so that was nice of him. Slept really well. And this morning had a big breakfast of eggs and sausage and banana nut bread and a big pile of fruit. Don't usually get that. It was really tasty, and it was nice to sit around and talk with some of the other through hikers and section hikers. And that's it. I'm probably doing about, because it's already 9 o'clock, just getting back to the trail from the hostel and the breakfast. So doing about 16 and a half miles today, and that will put me close to Big Meadows, which is one of the big campgrounds, and there's a lodge there and a bunch of other stuff here in the park. And more than importantly, there's a store there, and I need to get a resupply of food. So that's it. Yeah. Another huge bluebird sky day, and we've had some fabulous weather, but it is supposed to rain, I think, either tomorrow or Friday, so my luck is running out. But that's okay. We'll figure it out, and I'll get into Front Royal, Virginia, which is my next big stop on Saturday. So yeah, that's about it. Beautiful morning, nice day last night at a Small Axe Farm. Kelly does a nice job there. Highly recommend it for any other through hikers that are coming through. And she's only been open less than a year, so she's really doing a great job. All right, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye. So I'm entering Lewis Mountain Campground here in the Shenandoah National Park. And this is somewhat of a historical, iconic feature of the park. When it was first being planned by the National Park Service in the 1930s, it was envisioned to have separate provisions and facilities for both whites and blacks. The Jim Crow laws and racial segregation were accepted ways of life here in Virginia. And initially, Virginia wanted to ban African Americans entirely from the park. But they settled for segregation policies when negotiating with the federal government to secure the contract. And in 1937, the Park Service accepted a bid from the Virginia Skyline Company to manage all existing facilities of lodges, cabins, and concessions. And this called for all sites to be whites only except for one, which would be the Lewis Mountain Campground, which was designated for the African Americans. And this site opened in 1939. And as you might imagine, it was substantially inferior to the others, except that they had much better cooks in their dining room. And as it worked out, a lot of the whites were coming here to eat their dinners and lunches and breakfasts. During World War II, all of the concessions closed and park visitors plunged. But after the war ended, the National Park Service mandated that all concessions in all parks were to be desegregated. And in 1947, the dining rooms of all of the facilities here at Shenandoah were integrated and open to the public. Hey y'all, so I'm here at Meadows Campground, and I am tenting here. I ran into my old buddy Reboot, who I haven't seen since Damascus, and I heard he was here, and he does have a campsite, so we're just sharing it together. We were able to go over to the lodge and have dinner and have a few adult beverages. So yeah, it was a beautiful day, and there's a lot of woods. Didn't see a whole lot of views, to be quite honest, and saw a few deer, but no real wildlife to speak of. But yeah, nice big campground here, and did see Lewis Campground earlier in the day, which was kind of the highlight for me. I'd read a lot about that place, and certainly kind of an iconic place from an historical standpoint. But yeah, did about 16 and a half miles today, and really pretty day. So that's about it in the tent here, and kind of reunited with Reboot, and saw a few other hikers that I had seen as well last night at the hostel, and another couple of hikers that I saw back at Loft Mountain Campground 2 nights ago. So they're all here as well. So yeah, just gonna sleep in the tent, and tomorrow gonna try to do about I think about 18 and a half tomorrow. It is supposed to rain, so we're gonna try to make it to a shelter so that we'll be out of the weather. And then we'll figure out the next day, and then hopefully into Front Royal on Saturday. And that is about it. So again, yeah, beautiful day, but just not a lot of views and a lot of panoramic shots or anything that I usually get. But had a beautiful sunset. That was nice here at the Meadows Lodge where I took that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.